G'day, cheers everyone. Sonia Bernard here, linked by Ink, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, here with a video today on how to use a hybrid embossing folder. And the reason I'm doing this video is I had a small retreat at my home this weekend, and I realized people didn't know how to use it, and they were cutting dies out and then going back and embossing over them, but you don't have to. You can do it all at once. So I am going to do a card, and the card we're going to do is actually out of the mini catalog right here. Sorry, it's mirror image for me, so yeah, but we're going to do that card right there. And it's actually one that I cased out of the catalog for my retreat. Look how cute and shiny. Yes, love it. So the catalog every year, it gives you like a recipe list, so it tells you what's used. But then you have to figure out how to make the card. It doesn't actually give you any directions. So I've got all the measurements for you so you can quickly replicate this card using actually anything that you have. You don't have to have the exact things. I know there's a couple of items that are still unavailable, but they should be in center. I wrote them down. I think, oh, the gold foil, I forgot to write the date, that's back in. The Shining Brightly paper will be back in week of October 16th, and the ribbon will be back in week of October 23rd. But I am trying to keep updated on this because I noticed today that the Oh Holy Night paper here, which wasn't due in until next week, is actually back in stock. So I did put that up on my my Facebook page. So sorry, a cat hair just flew up and hit my nose. So if you're not watching, if you're not already following me on Facebook, it's linked by Ink. You can just find me there, follow me. And I also have a VIP group. You can go ahead and link by Ink VIPs. I will repost in there as well. Because in the group you get the notifications more than just when you post into your business page. Like if you don't go in and check your, like a Facebook business page, you won't get notifications unless you have that set up. You won't see it in your feed as much. So yeah, so I try to keep everyone updated as much as I can to let you know when something from the mini, not everything, just for the mini stuff, comes back in stock. So that is what we're doing today. What's today? It's like the today's the 27th, but I'm uploading this, so you're watching me on Thursday, September 28th, 2023. Okay, well, let's go turn this down. Now I'm going to show you, I'm bringing out the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, so things may get a little jiggly when I'm filming, because, you know, when you're cranking that handle, the table might rock a little bit, so I think I'll move my coffee out the way. But yeah, hopefully we can get that done. And let me move that coffee. We'll just do that now. Okay, let's turn this down and get going. Well, first I need to see what I'm doing. Oh, I've lost everything. Oh no. Okay, I gotta see myself on the other screen. Sorry, put my face right in your face. Okay, let's turn this down and I'll show you how to whip up this card. And it's really cute too. Okay, dokie. So there we go. So we're actually using thick, very vanilla cardstock as our base. And I've just done it at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Regular. I didn't score this one. That's okay. We can just fold it right over. Don't have my bone folder because it's downstairs still from my retreat, so we'll just use our fingers. You know what I sometimes do is I use the back of my scissors. Probably not the best thing. It can leave a little mark there. You could also use the block, the clear acrylic block. We can get creative. That's what we're here for. Yeah, that's not very good. Okay, so this is also on page 14 of the catalog. If you're wondering where all these items are for we're using the Shining Brightly paper right here, and we're using just a little strip of the Oh Holy Night. So if you don't have this one, don't buy this, you know, just for this card, because literally it's like a little 1/2 inch by 4.5 inch strip. So you could use anything that you have. You could use another ribbon if you want, but again, you can use any kind of paper that you have if this is, you know, not available. So we've got some of that Shining Brightly paper, and it's the same size as the card front. So it's a 5.5 by a 4 1/4. And people were actually looking for the blue paper. They're like, where's this blue paper? And what that is boho blue ink and a blending brush and suckle. And we'll get some ink on there and then just roll this on. And we're just going to ink the corners here. You could ink the whole thing if you wanted to. I just copied what was in the catalog. So you just roll that on, go in circles, and it will dry a little darker too. We just tap because you want ink, but you don't want like a whole lot of ink. I don't know, because then you get splotches. We don't like splotches. Okay, how's that looking? Again, you can make that as dark or as light as you want. Might put just a little more on this bottom corner. There we go. I love how you can do this without inks and paper. Yeah, so much versatility out of it. Love it. Okay. Again, that's the boho blue ink and blending brush. Well, it looks a lot darker, but it's going to lighten up when we put our layers on. So next we're going to need a piece of very vanilla, and this is just your regular, not your thick, but if thick's all you have, use thick. If thin's all you have, use thin. You can always just add a double layer to make it thicker. And we're going to use, so this is the hybrid embossing folder and dies. I've actually got it set up over here, so let me take that out. My embossing folder, I don't know why, but it got a little curled at the retreat this weekend, so it must have, I'm not sure why, but it happens. So these are the dies, and whoops, I've already taken those out. This is the big one we'll be using. These are super fun, and like those little star trinkets went back on unorderable, but you have these cute little stars in here, so you can cut out some gold foil with them and make your own cute little trinkets, but it's just like an embellishment made of gold foil. So I did that with a different card because I couldn't get the trinkets for the retreat. So that works. Get creative. Okay, it's got some cute little leaves. It's also got this label right here die that we're going to use. Look at these. And that's going to emboss as well. I don't know if you can see that, but right there, there's like, that is going to cut, and then it's going to have a little embossed piece in it as well. So yeah, lots of fun with these. See with this one, I love this. Love it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just, like a regular embossing folder. This is just like, can be used like a regular 3D embossing folder. Very thick. Okay. Well, my dog is barking. Something's probably getting delivered. It always happens. It doesn't fail. Whenever I'm doing a video, like something, you know, someone will be coming to the house. So we're going to get our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Now this whole thing may not be in frame. My setup, it doesn't have like where I could pull it back up. So we will put, let's see, really want the piece where you can see where we're putting it through. You don't really need to see where it comes out. Okay. So when you're using a thick 3D embossing folder, you're going to want plate number 1, and then you're going to want plate number 4. You're going to line up your paper with this line here. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. Then with the part that is closed, not the open part, the closed part, that's what's going to go through first. And it's actually angled a little bit there too. Then you're going to put this over top. Then you're going to kind of push with your hand and roll that through. And this is where the table's going to bumpity bump. I'm trying to do it slow and soft so the table's not bumping too much. And then when you pull that sandwich open, look at that beautiful embossing. Oh, I love it. Now, You could get creative with this too and get like a sponge dauber or even a blending brush and blend over that as well, and it would give like a really cute look too. Love that pattern. Okay, so now you see this star here, you see how it's all embossed, and then this one here, that's what we're looking for with our gold piece. So I've got a piece of gold foil, I believe it's 5 by 5, and then we're going to get our die and we're going to get our folder. Now if you try to put the die on this side, you'll see we've got a Stampin' Up piece there. I'm going to make sure that's in frame. Hang on a second, I think I'm too close. Okay, yeah, so the Stampin' Up piece that, not piece, what do you call it? Logo. So if you try putting it this way, it's not going to work unless you've got it face down. You don't, oops, someone put some tape on that. You don't want that face down on there. You need it face up. So we're going to put the die on the same side as the logo, okay? And it will just kind of snugly fit around the embossing folder. Helps when this is not as curly. I don't know what happened. Then we're going to put the paper over top, so the gold is going to go there. So when you fold it, you want to keep like holding it with your fingers. We can just check. That's not lined up very good. Oh, that's okay. If my folder wasn't buckled, it's a lot easier. So you could tape that die down too, but you shouldn't have to. Mine's just a little bit harder because it has got that buckle in it. There we go. So when you turn it, you want to eyeball it. Make sure that it's around your die. Don't worry about all the rest of that. If that's crooked, doesn't matter, because this is the pieces that we're using that we want. So we're just going to put that in there and always keep your hand like some kind of pressure, because you don't want it moving. So I've got my hand here, and as I'm moving to bring this one on the top, now I'm putting pressure here with my left hand. Okay, so always maintain some kind of pressure so we don't have it slip slide in and around, because you don't want that, because then it's just you're gonna waste gold foil. Now you could take some I use some post-it note or something. I have post-it note tape. I'm going nice and slow to try to not rock the table, and secure that down, and it'll just cut through the post-it note. But you shouldn't have to, is what I'm saying. So then we have this. We're going to open this up. We're going to take out our die. And you ready? Look how it's beautifully embossed. And 1, 2, 3. And they're embossed. Yay! Cut and embossed in one swoop. Isn't that awesome? And then you have this gold foil, and I would be like punching out something here or using this somehow. I wouldn't throw this away. I'd keep this somehow and use it. So, do you see that? Okay. So let's go ahead and move our little Stampin' Cut emboss machine back over here. And then we'll just put this, look at those. Don't you love it? So that is how a hybrid embossing folder works. And you see there's no damage to the folder. Now it might have a little where it digs in a little more here over time, but it's built for it. So it's fine. Look at that. Yes, love it. Okay, so just to recap, put your die on the same side as this, then put your paper face down, and then fold, run through, done. Yes, love it, love it, love it. Oh, we've got one more thing I have to, I might be able to stamp it on here. Let's see, we have a little piece of ribbon. Let's see if we can stamp onto, I cut that out with some very vanilla cardstock, and I've got our Misty Moonlight ink. And let's see if I can't get this onto there without being all crooked. Oops. We will find out. Okay. I'm going to bring it down a little bit so I can see better. And here we go. Oh, I think that might work. Yeah, that works. Whee! Love it. Because sometimes you can just stamp and then die cut it out afterwards. Either way, but when I'm doing a class and sending off classes in the mail, I die cut the pieces for people so that they have them in case they don't have the dies already. So that is why I have that. Okay. Now it's a matter of simply putting the card together. We've got our base, we've got our inside. You can do anything you want to the inside and make it your way. I really want my bone folder. I have like 3 or 4 of them all downstairs. Every single one. That's okay. Let it go, Sonia, let it go. So we're just going to put the glue on this DSP. You'll see that this is one-sided DSP in the Shining Brightly. Is that what it's called? Shining Brightly? So many names to remember. So little time. Okay. Then, yeah, that's crooked. Just ignore that underneath. Boop. Okay. Then I did glue this right down. Now, if you want, you could pop it up as well, but since we're going to pop up, look at even the other side. See how this is the deboss side? It's still so pretty. I love it. Okay, but since we're popping up all the stars and everything, I was like, you know what, we'll keep this one flat. Now, when you put that there, see it lightens it up a little bit because you've got that very vanilla. So even though it was quite dark, it's going to lighten that up. And it's also good because if you made an oopsie and got a little too, you know, got one of those swirly smudges that we don't like, that would have taken care of that as well, putting that in there. So now we're going to figure out where we want these. So I want that about center, and we want this about here, and this one about, if I could pick it up, about here. I just love these pieces. I don't know why, like I even love the feel of it. It's weird. So we're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put 2 on here, and we'll put, I think we can get away with 1 on that, just smack dab in the middle, and 1 on this, and we'll put a couple on here while we're at it. And there we go. So, whoops, peeled the whole dimensional off, not just the top. Look at this cute gold foil paper. We're going to put this one closer up to the top and about center. There we go. And then these 2. Now, if you don't have gold foil, use any kind of DSP or cardstock. You know, it doesn't, when you're making something, if you don't have it and it's not in your budget to get it this month or this week or whatever, go ahead and just use up what you have. Then when you can go ahead and order the, you know, everything exactly the same. There we go. Now I'm going to put this one across here. This is kind of like bringing them all together. And really all we need is a little bit of, I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal. I'm going to kind of put a little on the end, a little in the middle, a little on the end. And put that there. And then we're going to do the same with the ribbon. I'm just going to actually run that down. Hopefully I'm in frame there. And then we're just going to put that like a little bit of a layer there. Boom. And look, if you make a mistake like this, you're like, oh, that's not centered. Hang on a second. You can generally just pull that back up when it's ribbon and put it over. A little bit more centered. There we go. Almost done. We just got to pop this sentiment on and we're all good. We'll be done. I might put one up the top too. There's a thing stuck to me. I think I'll put one up the top too. And we'll just put this over top. And there we go. How fun, cute, easy. It wasn't hard at all. It looked hard. When I first looked at it, I was like, ooh, but it's really not. It's 3 runs through the die cutting machine. So, but technically, you do need a die cutting machine for this. You do, because it is a hybrid die cut and emboss. So there you go. I hope you absolutely love it. And I do have a card class that I put up every other week. I put up a card class. Whoops. Am I going too far? I'm going the wrong way. I put up a card class every other week, and that is currently showing. Is that upside down? Did I do a whole upside down this whole time because I forgot to hit the buttons? You know I did. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Look at that. I get to the end, and I was like, really? I've had a rough morning. I had to go to the DMV. and now I have to go back because they said what I had wasn't right. I'm like, oh, don't we love the DMV? Standing in the rain 30 minutes with an umbrella before they opened. It was a fun time. Okay, so I apologize for having that whole video upside down. I hope you can still understand everything. I mean, you should be able to. So it might just be a little bit annoying for you. My apologies greatly. Yeah, but there we go. And go check out my weekly videos. Yeah, every week, Thursday, 3 p.m. I upload on YouTube. I will be doing a random giveaway soon because I just recently hit 1,000 followers. So thank you everyone who follows me. Thank you everyone who watches the videos. I truly appreciate it. And I hope you give this a try. Take care, guys. Bye now.